Hello everybody and welcome back to Crypto Time. So today I want to talk about Ethereum, what it's doing, what it's been doing, what it's done. And I want to talk about if it can make it back to 1400. That was its all-time high. Now the biggest thing that I think is going to come out of this next bull run, if there is a next bull run, is that these projects with little to no utility I think are going to be pushed to the wayside, and I think it's going to shine a big light on projects that actually have a product and can actually offer something. It's not to take shots at any projects or anything like that, but there are definitely multi-hundreds of millions and multi-billion-dollar projects that really have no product. And I think that's a big issue in the cryptocurrency market. And I think that next time we see this bullish movement, we are going to see a lot of these projects kind of fall off. That's just my opinion. Could we have another market-wide, 50% green pump? We could. The cryptocurrency market is so irrational and makes just insane decisions that it's really, really tough to predict. But for my opinion, or in my opinion, coins with actual utility and actual product are going to prosper much more than these projects that don't offer anything. So, with that being said, we're not talking about other projects. We're going to talk about Ethereum today. And I do definitely think that it can make it past and go further than its current all-time high, because it has such utility and so much volume can run through Ethereum because of its utility. In terms of dApps, in terms of ICOs, now there's something I want to say in terms of ICOs is that during the December, January huge run-up we had, there were so many new ICOs coming out and so many shady projects and whatever it may be, if the project was legit, if it wasn't, so much volume was running through Ethereum just in terms of fundraising, right? Selling Ethereum, buying Ethereum, raising Ethereum. It was all done through Ethereum. So a lot of volume was being pushed just by ICOs. And I think that's going to happen again. I think that now there's a lot more regulatory barriers for these new ICOs to go through. So I think that volume will be cut down pretty significantly from where it was in 2017, beginning of 2018, where there wasn't as much regulatory certainty. Even in China, I believe ICOs are banned in China completely. And that's a huge market. I mean, Asia is a gigantic market for ICOs and for cryptocurrency in general. So I think that that's an issue. I also think that scalability is a big thing for Ethereum. If we go back to, this is their transactions per day. This is Ethereum's transactions per day. The all-time high was about January. Yeah, let's zoom in here. Was about January 4th, where there was 1.3, almost 1.4 million transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. And during this time, I say that scalability is an issue because during this time, transactions were taking much, much longer than they do usually. And that's kind of a given, and volume was through the roof, and so many transactions were running through the network. Now, Bitcoin at this time, I remember checking the backlogged Bitcoin transactions, and it was like 250 to 300,000 at some points. And transactions were taking 9 hours, 10 hours, sometimes even longer than that. And fees were through the roof, So there's a huge scalability issue with Bitcoin. Now they're working on the Lightning Network, and it's supposedly supposed to solve this issue. I really haven't seen many issues solved with the Lightning Network. I think that if we experience the same exact kind of volume we did back in the beginning of January and the end of December, the same exact issues would happen, and we have tons of backlog transactions, and these networks won't be able to handle it. And I think the biggest thing with Ethereum is that they need to work on their scalability and actually handling that kind of volume. Because sure enough, if we do get that kind of bullish movement coming back to Bitcoin, coming back to the market, volume's going to go up, obviously. So if volume goes up, the network needs to be able to handle that volume. Right now, can it? I guess it depends on who you are. If you're somebody who needs your Ethereum right away, if you're like a retailer, someone's trying to accept Ethereum as a payment, you want your payment as quick as you can, right? You don't have to wait 3-4 hours in order to get your payment. So I think that scalability is going to be huge with Ethereum. I think utility is there, and that's the most important aspect. It's faster than Bitcoin, it's cheaper than Bitcoin. A lot more can be built off of their network and off of their blockchain in terms of dApps and ICOs. And I do think ICOs are going to play a huge part again, but not as big as they did 2017, beginning of 2018. So, all in all, I guess to wrap up, yes, I do think that Ethereum, and this video is kind of just like a conversation about Ethereum. I want to know what you guys think as well. A lot of people call EOS and Cardano the Ethereum killers. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But however, I do know that a lot of dApps are currently being built or trying to be built with EOS. I actually got emailed by a couple of them, trying to do like review videos or things like that. And I'm looking into some of them. I don't know if I'm going to take them. You guys will find out in the next coming weeks. But it's going to be interesting to see how EOS kind of rivals Ethereum. I think, competition will definitely breed innovation. It usually does. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Ethereum has the chance to go back to all-time highs and maybe even beyond? Are you long-term bullish on Ethereum? Do you hate Ethereum? Are you all in on EOS or Cardano or whatever other cryptocurrencies you guys are into? Just let me know in the comments. I love having discussions with you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next. And until then, everybody.